But you guessed it, I'll make it high. Hi. Shanti Tag. That's me. And this is a cheers moment. Cheersies. P.S. I cuss like a sailor. You're just gonna have to deal with it. If it's not a match for you, that's okay. There's literally like a bazillion other YouTubers out there that are creating amazing things. Amazing things. And then here's me, who's creating amazing things. Maybe debatable, but hey. And I want to talk about today. Okay, now I'm like channeling all my East Coast family. I want to talk about today, taking concept into action. Okay, how to take concept into action, and specifically how it pertains to spirituality. Yeah. And then I'm going to share with you one of my favorite exercises. It might be a repeat for some of you, it might be new for some of you. And also, I just want to take a quick little moment to celebrate the bitch squad. Dude, this channel is growing so fast in such a short amount of time, and I am so thankful. Thank you to the bitch squad. You all mean so much to me. And I know that sounds so cheesy and generic to say, but there's an actual exchange of energy that happens, yeah, when we share space in this way. That shit's real. So dude, cheers. Yes. Okay. It is legit one of my biggest dreams to be able to reach as many people as I can for low cost, no cost support. Okay. And this channel is just meant to be entertainment and educational, right? And then, you know, outside of the work that I do is definitely more specialized in emotional health. But I hope this can all be supportive to whoever is listening, whoever is watching. Okay. So taking concept into action. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, this might be a little bit of like a little recap. But, you know, we're coming out of the Piscean Era, the Piscean Age, which was the age of information, where information and knowing stuff was the power, right? Whoever knew the most, or, you know, had the information that was previously shrouded in secret society and in religions, they had the most power, right? And then from there, money kind of tagged along with that, of course. I mean, that's like a whole other like big unpack as far as like, you know, money goes, and how that's been, you know, the money, power, blah, blah, blah. But now that we are in the age of Aquarius, the Aquarian Age, now we need to take the information and put it into action. Yeah? And then there's also like, you know, it's time for more information to be downloaded onto the planet. And then take that beyond just the download of info, and you want to take that info that's newly downloaded. And what that means is, think of it like this. Most of your thoughts, we'll call it, if not all of your thoughts, are actually not yours. Your brain acts as an antenna that receives like a radio station, right? Like a specific song. And that specific song from that specific radio station is, you know, could be information from anything from your higher self source frequency to something low lying, right? And that's why I've talked about before, this emotional health work, one of the reasons why I do this stuff, it really has to do with parapsychology and kind of my own personal experiences with the paranormal, if that's what you want to call it, and then how I, you know, in my early days, I started off, you know, helping people clean and clear their spaces, their homes, and then their personal space. And I definitely assisted in some, you know, what some people would consider kind of like exorcism-y type stuff, okay? All right, so spinal health, here's where we go into action. Spinal health and chakra health, okay? That might be new for some of you, maybe it's not. It's a term that it's pretty commonly tossed around these days, but like really what even is that? I'm gonna make a whole other video about what are chakras, okay? I'm gonna make a whole other video just even dedicated to the third eye and what that is biologically, okay? Again, this taking the concept into action, more tangible. How can I apply it to the biology? How can I apply it to the 3D life, yeah? Because when your spine is wacky, when your emotional health isn't as it could be, The thoughts that you're receiving, that radio station, the song that's playing, it could be anything, and that anything could not be awesome. Yeah? And then we know, or maybe you don't know, this might be new to you, okay, that thoughts turn to things, and the first thing a thought turns into is what? An emotion. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right. So turning concepts into action is really so important. It's the definer of the Aquarian age, where if you're watching this, there's no coinky dink, okay? You're here to do some stuff. And now my stuff might look different from your stuff, and your stuff, you know what, your mission is different than my mission, okay? So we don't want to compare or compete, but we want to strive to do better and better and surpass our own personal best, like each and every day. So how many of us have the concept of spirituality down, right? Or our own version of it, like considering yourself spiritual. I consider myself spiritual. Like, okay, well, what does that mean? What do you do? Oh, I have an open mind and an open heart, right? I have a certain awareness that there's something that's beyond this physical 3D meat chunk, that's beyond the reality. I'm doing this to like represent the law of repulsion. That's what gives like the illusion of like hard surfaces. But then, okay, well, yes, that's great. And are you here to do more? And chances are, if you're watching this, yes, you're here to do more. Okay, so we know that things need to change. And how does anything change at all? Something different has to be applied. Okay, and I'm going to say this, and this is going to pertain to all different areas of life on planet Earth right now. For anything to change, or morph, or shift, something has to be tweaked or added or subtracted to that original equation, yeah? To get a different outcome. Now, easy breezy first steps, and then I'm going to share one of my favorite applications. Okay, and this is one of those things where yes, it pertains to spirituality, because this exercise that we'll do together, and this is just an invitation. You do it, you don't do it, you do you. Take full responsibility for yourself. This is not meant to treat or diagnose fucking shit, okay? This is just meant to be something awesome that will hopefully be impactful and that you can use as a useful tool. Yeah, okay. So, but I really like I do this homework for myself, and I assign this to like so many of my clients, which is, how do you wake up in the morning? Okay, like go through it, right? Do you have a morning routine? Now switch a couple things, right? So if you drink coffee, let's say you typically make coffee before you make your breakfast. Let's make breakfast before you make your coffee. Let's tend to the food before the coffee, right? Or the tea or whatever. Or let's say you have breakfast and then you work out. Why not work out and then have breakfast? Which is actually a whole concept where you actually, it can be very, very beneficial for your system to do the physical stuff prior to food consumption, yeah? That's a whole yogic teaching. All right, so I love that one. That's a really good kind of first step into, if I want to change my life, if I want to contribute to change on the planet, I'm going to switch up my morning routine. Now, we start simple and easy breezy like this because we want to build a relationship with switching up the pattern and being able to say yes and have follow through to commitment. I'm going to change, and I'm going to stick with the change for a period of time in order to see the new equation play out. Yeah, because I've added an ingredient, or I've taken away an ingredient to the equation, and I want to see what that ends up adding up to. Yeah. All right, so you want to give it enough time, right? So that's number one. And number two, I want to get into a toning exercise using your own sound. Have you heard of like sound healing? Yeah? Well, you can create your own sound to heal your own ass. Okay? We're just shifting and sorting some energy. So this is what I call the O-ah-ease. We're going to inhale and make the O sound with the O mouth mouth, right, which activates certain meridian points. Think of acupuncture, meridian points in the face and in the mouth in particular, okay? In the structure of the mouth and the face, meridian points and access points and all of that. That's a whole huge fucking like science and technology, and I love it, okay? And then we're gonna go into another inhale and open up the heart if that's available to you. Head back, arms back a little bit. We're gonna go in the AH sound, okay? That opens up and shakes up the heart space. And then we're gonna go into the high-pitched E where all the teeth are showing. Again, we're getting into the meridian points of the face, making a high-pitched E sound that we're gonna send out the third eye and the crown chakra, right? The forehead and the top of the head. That really kind of like shakes loose any tight holding that we might have in the headspace, right? So I'm just going to show it to you. You don't have to do it, right? It's going to sound weird. It's going to look weird. We don't fucking care because it's going to make a huge beneficial impact, right? So make sure you're in a space where you can do this shit, okay? If you feel dizzy, just take a moment and not do it, right? Lay down, all the things, drink some water. But let's give it a shot, all right? So I'm going to sit up nice and tall wherever I am and make sure I'm not fucking driving, okay? I'm going to close my eyes. I like to close my eyes. You don't have to. I'm going to inhale deep through the nose. I'm going to make that O mouth, and I'm going to send a low O sound. I'm going to imagine that the sound is going into the lower body, right? Think of like, you know, the lower back down, okay, or sacral chakra down, okay? I'm going to inhale immediately. I'm going to hold it for a moment, and I'm going to go into the ah, the AH sound. Open up my heart, open up my chest. You can really feel the difference in activation, like biological activation in the system. I'm going to inhale one more time. I'm going to stretch my face wide so all my teeth show. We don't give a shit what we look like, okay? And the eyes are rolled up. And I'm going to send the sound kind of nasally so it goes... And I'm just going to breathe normally. And just witness what may or may not be shifting in the system, what may or may not have already shifted in the system. Okay, good. P.S. It's hotter than fucking shit here. It's like 115 degrees. My glasses are sliding off my face. Alright, so that is a little exercise. Take it or leave it. Let me know how it works for you. Again, you do you. You know, don't do anything that doesn't feel like a match for you. But if it does, then fuck yeah, dude. Cheers. So much love to you all. Again, these are all tools that I use personally and in my practice. You know, we're not going to get too wild in these videos because, you know, I really think that a one-on-one is necessary to give more like prescriptive direction for someone. But this is how, these are really great ways to take concept into action. All right, I understand the concept of energy. I understand the concept of chakra. I understand even understand the concept of like sound and how, you know, sound creates form. Okay, so now you can not only start to understand the concept of creating change, you can create your change by switching up your morning routine and then try on the OAEs to then bring the spiritual, energetic concept into physical action in order to benefit you in the most highest and best ways, like the bitch squad does. All right, so much love to you all. See you soon. Sat Nam. Fuck yeah.